When I first came up this hill in '81, of course, that amazing view and the amazing light struck me straight away. This is where I had to build my studio because I was going to retire from the film world one day and paint my pictures. So I started building this place out of whatever was available to all the people around me. So I used even a lot of demolition wood. These big pieces of wood here that were taken from demolitions of houses 300-400 years old. So nothing can happen to that wood that hasn't happened in 400 years. Something lovely about old wood, even if it's got all the knots and I like these holes in the wood like that were obviously made for joists to go in, but I keep them. I celebrate their history. This is what's called a carranca, which a carranca is translated means a frown or a scowl. And these come off the front of boats. And the idea is this looks down into the water to scare off the devil from the water. Anyway, this is rescued from the San Francisco River. I proceeded to build the house in a way that it would reflect my surroundings. It's higgledy-piggledy, rather like what was around me, the jumble of buildings. I've used this downstairs area as my forest extension because I have the Atlantic forest behind me. And you can see that I put skylights so that the light comes in from above in the dark areas rather like it comes through a forest canopy. All my columns are like geometric trees with the branches coming off at different levels. This I wanted to feel an extension of what is behind me, which you only see when you go upstairs. All the arches are asymmetric. We're not Roman. They're like the mountains around me that you see from the view, backwards, forwards. Then I go up even further and my walls are the curves, which are the great bays and beaches of Rio de Janeiro, the ones that open to the sea and open to the rest of the world. I love that feeling of being closed in the bay, but seeing that the world is out there and the ships that come and ply across the bay back and forwards, going who knows where. Yeah, this was just a square wall, and I looked at it and saw a face, and so I got a piece of building steel and smashed it in here with a mallet and wired everything up, and I chucked concrete over it until I got this. It took me about 2 hours. Well over 30 years ago I put this up. I just fancied a dome one day, and so we made a plaster dome. Then we put a steel cage over it, and we threw concrete over it and smoothed it over, and then put the ceramics on it, and all that's well over 30 years ago. But friends of mine came over, people from the community came around and helped me. It's a great memory. Well, it didn't last merely as a studio because, of course, I got married to the girl next door, and so it became a family home, and with my paintings lying around everywhere and her trying to go to work and getting fresh paint over her clothes. Soon I had to build a gallery, and which I opened in '97 and made quite a splash, not just here in Rio, but all over the world from the film that was made about it.
E eu fiquei muito satisfeito, muito gratificado, porque eu, sendo defensor público, eu conheço quase todas as comunidades do Rio de Janeiro. E não sabia que aqui nessa comunidade havia um núcleo artístico de uma pessoa que, mesmo que não queira, ele está transmitindo esse ambiente artístico para os moradores da comunidade.
One of the only other things I missed from England, my jazz band. I'd been in a jazz band in London. I miss that very much. So I created my own, a great jazz band here, and it's become really very, very well known. 5 years running as one of the top jazz venues in the world. We love what we do, and it started just with a public of 12 people, and now I can get hundreds here. It's just a delightful way of living, and in the middle of probably one of the most world's beautiful and naturally indomitable places. There's nothing man can seem to do to destroy that.